evening with your CIG TV News Update. I'm Donna Bush. After several days of debate last week, 15 members of Parliament voted in favor of the Conservation Bill on Friday, meaning it is now the national conservation law. 2 members were absent, while the Speaker of the House and Sister Islands MLA, the Honourable Juliana O'Connor-Connolly, could not vote. To fully understand the conservation law, you can go online to doe.ky. That's doe.ky. Meantime, a minor change to government's overseas scholarship application period is announced. The change is effective from this Wednesday, December 18th. Now, Ministry of Education Acting Chief Officer Dr. Tasha Ebanks-Garcia explains.
So right now we're looking at overseas scholarships for both the bachelor's level and the postgraduate level as well. We do have degrees, scholarships available for master's level degrees. So we're looking at the changes in regards to the application process and the dates of those. So we will start accepting applications on Wednesday, and we will accept applications until February 15th. If you would like to apply for a government scholarship for an overseas scholarship, and with the postgraduate, even if it's online education, you need to get your application in by February 15th. Now, that doesn't mean that you need to have your acceptance letter and have your medical completed and all your additional documentation yet, but you need to have your application uploaded so that you can be considered, so that we know exactly how many people are seeking overseas scholarships and that we can then align our budgets accordingly. We're mindful that we have a lot of work that needs to be done before we can issue a check for somebody to go off to school, and we're mindful that those checks need to come in time for people to purchase their plane tickets, to confirm their attendance at school, to secure their housing, and all of those things that need to happen for the students on the student side. And we want to make sure that our processes match the timelines needed for those students to know, okay, you know what, I've got my funding in place, I'm ready to go. And by pulling back the date, by closing it off on February 15th, it allows us the necessary time to review the applications, to set up the interviews with the various panels, to present the application to Education Council. There's a lot of due diligence that needs to take place and a lot of reviewing of applications that takes place as we select candidates to go overseas to study and to help with the funding. We need time to do that, and so we've pulled back the date so that we can engage in our due diligence while also ensuring that we can give students ample notice of their funding and their funds in time to go off to school.
Well, various scholarships are available through the Education Council, including the Gwen Bush Memorial Scholarship and the RBC Harry Chisholm Scholarship, just to name a few. Applicants can access the online program at mete.starsscholarships.online.com/stars or by visiting the website at education.gov.ky. Special attention, of course, should be given to the academic requirements for each type of scholarship, as well as the supporting documentation required, as these may differ from scholarship offer to scholarship offer. In other news, Medical Officer of Health Dr. Kiran Kumar received a notification through the Caribbean Public Health Agency that there is an outbreak of the chikungunya virus infection that's on the French side of the Caribbean island of St. Martin. Now, the viral disease is carried by the Aedes aegypti mosquito, and it causes a dengue fever-like sickness. Now, symptoms include a sudden high fever, while joint pain and stiffness are more common with this virus than with dengue. There's no vaccine or treatment for the virus, which has infected millions of people in Africa and Asia since the disease was first recorded in 1952. Dr. Kiran Kumar is advising visitors or returning residents from the endemic countries with fever and severe joint pains that they should consult a physician and advise them of their travel history to enable them to assess and test for chikungunya, which will be carried out at the Caribbean Public Health Agency that's located in Trinidad. Well, the resettlement team at Northwood Prison of Prison Services held a family fun day outside Northwood Prison on Sunday. The event included only Category D prisoners to allow them to have a visit with their families before Christmas. Now, family members who went out were on the grassed area at the prison's administration building. The family fun day is one of many ways in which prisoners are being assisted in successfully re-entering society. Well, before we go, a reminder to tune into Radio Cayman's Talk Today show. That's daily at 12:15. And of course, if you missed our government news update, you can watch throughout the night or go online to our Facebook and YouTube pages. And that ends our coverage of today's government news here on CIG TV. I'm Donna Bush as always. Thanks for watching and have a great night.